this is Grace.
Hi, this is Allentail, but you can call me Matthew.
This is Hannah. Hi, this is Emily.
Hi, I'm Abby.
Hi, this is Jamie.
And
this is
Adventures in Absurdity.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to Adventures in Absurdity. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. We got Grace, Jamie, Matthew, and a new fellow here with us today. Introduce yourself, new fellow.
I'm Addie. I'm green sweatered spinster on Tumblr, and yeah.
Welcome to the party! Woo!
Yeah. Do you want to do like the introductions that like Emma and Naomi did? So like how long have you been listening to Odyssey and stuff?
Okay, so I've been listening to Odyssey since I was in the first grade, but I actually really hated it the first time I listened to it, and it took me a while to like grow into it and to start liking it. And my favorite characters are Jared DeWhite and Tom Riley and Monty Whitaker. Those are like my top three.
Great
Nice.
characters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, so yeah, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah. Good to have you.
We're crazy.
Yes, we are.
Chaos, I should say.
Right. So this week we're talking about 2 episodes, Mailman Cometh and To Tame the Two. Which one do you guys want to talk about first?
The first one that you mentioned, maybe?
Let's do the Mailman Cometh first.
Yeah,
Because that's the one the generator actually gave us. The other one we just tacked on.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Nice.
Okay, The Mailman Cometh was written by Tori Martin and Marshall Younger, directed by Marshall Younger, produced by Bob Luttrell, Marshall Younger, and Bob Hoose, and executive produced by Paul McCusker. The Mailman Cometh is about the Washington kids, Marvin and Tamika, are determined to show their mom that they should be allowed to do the same things as their older cousin, Xavier.
So, episode opens up with, I actually don't really remember how the episode opens
They're
up.
at the fair, right?
Yeah, they're at the fair,
Yeah.
and they're complaining about
Oh,
seeing
that's
the
right.
large vegetables.
Oh yeah, the scary vegetables.
Are they scary? No, they're just big.
They're just large.
So large, they're scary? No, just large.
I mean, I don't know about the Marvin kids, but like things that are unnecessarily large that shouldn't be are kind of uncomfy. This is a complete other tangent, but there's that one Tumblr post of the 5-story bunny that some scientists like built and just left somewhere in Italy or something like that. Like that's just uncomfy, but the Marvin kids don't seem to be. Yeah, anyway. The Washington kids. Wait, what did I say?
You said the Marvin kids. It's Marvin Washington.
Oh, the Washington kids. My bad. Oh.
They're
Wow.
probably my favorite family, though. Like, I love them.
They're so realistic.
They
They're
are.
the most realistic family.
Like Sunday morning scramble, that was my family every morning, not just Sundays.
That was my family this morning.
Hey.
They're complaining that Xavier gets to do all kind of fun stuff because he's older. How old do you think Xavier is? Like 16?
16, 17. Well, because they say that, at the end of the episode, Marvin's like, that's a whole 5 years till we get to his age. And
Yeah.
I'm assuming Marvin and Tamika are around 11, 12-ish. The target audience, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The standard only age the Odyssey kids are.
Yeah.
They're between 10 and 12 typically, somewhere, the main characters.
Yeah. So Xavier's roughly around 15, 16, 17.
Yeah.
He can drive, so unless he's driving on a learner's permit, then.
So yeah, he'd probably be at least
I mean,
16.
he has to be at least 16.
Probably 16.
Yeah.
You're allowed to drive at 16 in the USA?
Right.
Slick.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, so they see Wooten, which I love that Wooten, he's just, not only in this episode, he's just there, but like just throughout the series, he's just always there and just conveniently
It's true.
gets in
Yeah.
people's way and getting slapped by women.
Oh, that poor man.
I overestimated.
Yeah. Oh dear.
And I love how when they're leaving, he tacks on the whole, oh yeah, they're so big that they're scary.
Yeah. Watch out, kids. Oh, Wooten's such a lad.
Yeah.
And he tries to guess the woman's original hair color.
Yeah.
I never.
Yeah. Oh.
I remember when I was younger, I was so confused. I'm like, why did she get so mad? And my mom just laughed.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. So they go through the entire, sequence of Wooten is your local
So yeah,
neighborhood.
that's like the next morning, right? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened? Oh, it's the cappuccino. It's the cappuccino. Yeah.
Back on their piano lessons, and Xavier's just getting up, and he's just like, coffee.
Oh, like so many people I know.
A double cappuccino.
Can I have some? No.
Yeah. You gotta wait till you're older, kids.
Which is kind of funny. Like, I know that you're not supposed to drink coffee when you're younger, but there are a lot of 13-year-olds who go around drinking coffee all the time.
Oh yeah.
Anymore.
I was drinking coffee by 13. Like,
I didn't start
it
drinking
stopped my growth, but it's
regularly until I was like 15. But when I was about 13, I probably first started dabbling in coffee.
Yeah.
When they're trying to make the coffee or whatever. It goes here. No. It goes there. No, the milk goes there. There is no milk. You don't even know how. Well, Dad does, and everyone says I take after him, so obviously I do.
I'm a cappuccino purist.
Yeah, actually, I don't take any milk or anything. Like, all right.
And then I love it because if you're listening to that sequence, they're like, this is where you put the milk. No, this is where you put the water. And then, like, by the end, they've contradicted themselves like 3 times. So I don't know how they ended up with coffee.
Yeah, the fact that they were able to successfully brew it with one of those complicated cappuccino machines.
I'm surprised they didn't break the machine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like when they switch to the next scene and they're talking about paint, my first thought is, oh, they've splattered coffee all over the kitchen and they need to paint over it. That was my initial thought when I heard them talking about paint.
I could see that happening, though.
That was my thought.
Yeah, hey, right? Like, it's like, yeah.
That's a great scene, though. The one with the paint. That makes me laugh so hard.
Yeah.
Hold still. I need to blue paint.
No, I need red. I need blue. I need red. I'm painting. No. I'm painting. I love sheep.
Oh no, we're out of blue. Oh look, there's something behind your ear. Hold still. I can't. You can't stand still. No.
Small beans, but I'm like, my children, are you on crack?
How much caffeine is in that?
Yeah.
He did not do that to you.
Cappuccino
They drank
purist.
caffeine and then they added like 3 shots of espresso.
Yeah, like they just took the entire thing straight. Holy cow.
Yeah.
And now I'm really curious as to whether or not the actors like actually hyped themselves up on coffee for that one specific
that would
scene.
be.
That would be so fun to film.
Yo, that'd be
Especially,
sick.
like,
I mean, there's
y'all
stories
don't
about
know me in person, but I'm like super hyper. And if I were them, I'd be like bouncing around the studio, like, yeah, let's go, woo, woo. And they'd be like, stop, child, stop.
Like, there's stories about them having run around in circles so that they could have the right amount of energy while filming something. And now I could just see them like handing them a cup of coffee. Drink this.
Yeah. No, like it's just straight espresso. Like, just down this within 1 minute, you'll be good to go. Also, hold up. Abby is joining the party. Joins the battle? I don't know. I tried to do the smash thing, but I couldn't. Welcome to the party!
Abby!
Abby.
She's connecting to audio. Oh, there we go. Hello!
We're talking about Mailman Cometh right now.
And then, what's the mom's name? I can't think of it. Elaine walks in and she's just like, so, who folded the laundry? And Marvin goes, I did. And he goes, oh, next time I want my laundry folded like paper airplanes, I'll be sure to call you.
Oh, yeah!
How is that possible?
Yeah!
Thinking about that, that's not possible.
Clothing isn't stiff. You
And
can't.
she's so chill about it. Like, she doesn't seem like freaked out. She's not like, who folded them? She's just like, so, who folded the laundry today?
Yeah.
And then,
I mean, I'd give my kid a pat on the back if they folded
that's
all my
impressive.
clothes into
Take
paper
pictures of those.
airplanes. Like, yeah. Like, my guy, you can do that for as long as you want. As long as it makes my clothes look cool, vibe. Anyways.
then the all-powerful Wooten Bassett shows up at the door.
Ah, yeah.
Because he was holding the antenna for Mrs. Randolph.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So sweet, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay.
You precious being.
The first time we see Wooten in this episode, he's standing in for someone at the fair. Then he's holding the thing for Mrs. Randolph. It's basically just Wooten does good deeds and accidentally oversees the Washingtons.
Basically, yeah.
He's too kind to a fault. Like that was the
really.
whole premise of welcoming Wooten or whatever. Like he was too
Yeah.
kind and caring.
Yeah.
I think Penny has helped curb that a little bit. Because
Yeah.
she's kind of been like, take some time for yourself. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yes.
Doesn't Wooten get burned out in some of those episodes? And Penny's like, chill, please. We love you too. It's
Yeah,
okay.
I know that, like,
Take a chill pill.
Yeah.
he kind of like takes him on dates and stuff sometimes if he would get over giving. And like in the Let's Get Together festival and stuff like that, we see him take more of a step back.
Right. Yeah.
Wooten tells them that they saw the creamer
Yes.
when they were
Rookie
drinking their
mistake.
coffee.
Rookie mistake.
My question is, how long did it take for the caffeine to kick in? Was it like they drank it, they're sitting outside on the porch, and all of a sudden they run in?
It's like a flip was switched. Nope. Hang on. It's like a switch was flipped, and then they just like caffeine overload.
They run in the house and start doing everything.
Yeah.
Where was Xavier doing all of this? Did he just hear them and just turned up the music on his headphones? Like,
Xavier was half awake in his bedroom probably because he stayed out too late.
the caffeine still hadn't kicked in for him. He'd had
Yeah.
two.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because I mean, the Washingtons would be like smaller children, eh? So it's like the more
Yeah.
caffeine, the less
Yeah.
the less person.
They're
Yeah.
like
Ooh.
wait for
Was
caffeine.
Xavier there from the beginning? Like their first episode, was he there in it? Like, did he come or did he start with them? I know he left.
For the episode?
No, like in the show, like
Oh, I have no
did he
idea.
start off with the Washingtons or move in with the Washingtons?
I think he moved in, and then they just like kind of randomly said, "Oh yeah, Xavier's here. His mom's doing her own thing."
Yeah, I remember when he left, but I did not remember him coming, so I wasn't sure. I can look it up. Xavier was a great character, and I wish we got more of him, just in general.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like he was in the first episode, The Toy Man. He was in that one.
He was? Oh! That episode was the Washingtons' first episode?
I think so.
Ah. I'm not terribly caught up with AIO lore, but that's pretty sick. Anyways.
Xavier Washington stayed with his Uncle Ed, his father's big brother, after his father died because his mother was having some issues. Though he was treated as one of the family, he had trouble fitting in and felt like a family obligation.
Aw.
Can we address those issues, please? No.
Yeah. Does that ever get talked about?
It does in Mystery of Tin Flat, thankfully. That was a
Oh,
good episode.
lovely. Continuing. Wow. A gift from Zoom. We've removed the 40-minute time limit on your group meeting. Wow. Thank you, Zoom.
You're so
I
Wait,
know,
so
right?
Can we only have an hour because, do we only get an hour on here?
Well, we
it
were
was
technically only
40
supposed to get
minutes.
40 minutes, and
But
that
they
it's
removed the time.
they removed the time
They
limit
removed it?
because it's
Because they
that
love that.
they love
Okay,
Adventures
cool.
in Absurdity. The workers at Zoom have actually heard us. They've listened to our podcast.
Definitely.
Can't believe we're
definitely.
famous.
Well, yeah. Anyways, let's continue on with the episode. Emily can always edit it out, if we don't want that in, anyways. Unless it's just gonna turn into another of, the last episode that me and Grace did. Anyways,
Okay, that was hilarious. I just listened to that one, and Matthew just keeps going, "Hey, Emily, cut this out," and I'm like, "Emily didn't cut this out."
yeah, no, I was listening through it, and I was like, okay, she kept in the first one, haha, funny. And then I kept listening, and it's like, oh,
Like,
you
wait a
kept them in.
I was the same way. Like, she left it in my, angry yelling and everything. I'm like, Emily, you betrayed me.
Oh yeah, Emily really out here. Major props to her for editing her episodes, but also, girl. Anyways,
You gotta have her on the Grace and Matthew show now, Matthew, and we just have to expose her.
exactly. Yeah, we gotta.
Say that.
She can be our first guest, and we can just be grilling her the entire time.
On the podcast that doesn't exist.
Well, we should make it or something. We should do something. Because it's a vibe.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
loved it. It was very enjoyable.
Thank you. Yeah, see? We got fans already. We got our
I
entire
would
fan
faithfully
base.
listen.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. And, we can hire Emily as our sound designer or sound editor. All right.
Back to
Right.
Odyssey.
Back
Okay.
to the episode for the third time in the past 10 minutes.
So Elaine is not very happy about the coffee,
You know.
Yeah.
and they're just like, "But Xavier does it."
Yeah.
Xavier's older. You just have to wait a few more years. That's so long, Mom.
It's like, 5 years isn't that long, kiddo.
Feels like faster than you think.
Yeah.
So then, is there anything in between that, or does it cut straight to the movies?
They're washing dishes, complaining about Xavier being cooler. Then he comes in, he's like, "Hurry up, we're
yes.
going to the movies." And they're like, "We're going with Xavier."
Yeah. Like,
Yay!
like you do.
Xavier's like
And-
Regina George. Get in the car, losers. We're going to the movies.
Yes. Xavier's so cool. Like, he's just down to chill
Yes.
with his younger cousins, like, for the majority of this episode. And, he does go to a different movie, but he's still like, all right, yeah, you guys can come. You guys can hang, like, we'll chat. We'll do different things. Like,
He clearly, he must have
Like-
asked his mom if he could take them, or not his mom, Elaine, if he could take them, because
probably.
it didn't sound like she forced him to take them. That was not the attitude of someone being forced to take their cousin somewhere.
Yeah, no, like, he was just like, oh, I'm going to the movies. Better take my kid cousins along. And that's just so cool.
That's a great dude.
That's such a sweet guy. Yeah, like, what a guy. What a lad.
Good cousin.
Yeah, good cousin.
That's the kind of cousin I aspire to be for my little cousins. Like, I'm gonna be there, be like, yeah, I'm cool. And so far, I'm just, yeah, you guys, let's play. And they're like, you are crazy.
Yeah. No, everyone's so, like, just, yeah, it vibes.
And so, but he does not mind picking on them for having to go see the My Honey or whatever
Yeah.
it's called.
Yeah.
My honey.
I am not picking up a ticket called Me and My Honey with my sister.
Yeah.
At the prequels of love, I'm buying a Valentine's Day card. Ooh, it's for my sister. Oh.
Yeah. Oh,
And then
God.
Wooten is once again being overgiving and standing in for someone at the ticket booth.
Yeah.
This is why his people always get their mail at midnight.
Because he's just out doing other things. all the
I
time.
actually have like 7 jobs. I just get paid for one.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, technically, he does have his Power Boy, like his
Yeah,
comics.
he
so,
always
like,
says he doesn't need the money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure that's the Power Boy is probably like his main source of income, and then just keep a normal civilian lifestyle. He's like, I'll be a mailman. Why not? I like people.
Exactly.
And then yeah.
He's basically like, I need people.
Yeah. No, that's Wooten.
Because whenever, like, the episode where he got fired, what was his first? Was that his first one? I don't remember. But they're like, he tries to do other things. And he's like, no, must see people.
He's like a golden retriever.
Delivery. You gotta go with lightning speed. What are you like talking to people with lightning speed? Lightning speed.
Oh man, yeah.
Wasn't the golden character? And I hate that we stopped addressing his terrible childhood. Like, they kept throwing in, like, little moments of it, and then they just stopped.
Yeah, I forgot about
Yep.
that.
However, we did get it in that, what was it, dinner role models. He's just like,
Yeah.
Matthew Parker, they're like, if I let you know where I'm living when you're 30. And he's like, well, my parents didn't want me to know where they were living when I was 5.
Yeah.
Oh.
His
Horrible.
dad is trash.
Yeah.
He's even trashier than Bill Kendall, and
That's saying
that's
something.
saying something.
Ooh.
Is he as bad as Brandon?
He's not quite as bad as, well, I take that back. He's up there with Brandon. But yeah.
Okay, so
So
they buy the
tickets.
and they decide to sneak in with Xavier
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
to a horror movie
Yeah, Attack of
that
the
Mr.
Raptors.
Whitaker would not approve of.
It's not Mr. Ricker approved. How dare you, children?
But, like, he's watching this horror movie, and they've addressed horror movies before, but always in a don't watch them manner. So when he's just like, yeah, she said I could go to this horror movie, I'm like, apparently not everyone has the same convictions about horror movies in this town.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ultimate rebellion.
Oh. Instead of E for everyone in Odyssey, it's W for wit. Approved. Sorry.
W for wit.
W.
It
No,
has
it's
the
WA
wit
for
and
wit
approve.
approved.
No, what was that comic thing? The I can't think of what it was, but it was the comic stamp of approval, and if it had it, it meant it was okay for all ages to read, and it wasn't too violent and all this different stuff. And that's what they have in Odyssey. There's just a giant W in the corner.
Yeah.
And then all the Fortnite kids in Odyssey be like, this comic got the dub from wit.
I'm
I'm
cringing
so
really
sorry.
hard.
I am so sorry.
Okay, have you guys heard of, like, Pureflix, the Christian Netflix or whatever? Witflix is just a bunch of wit-approved movies on one streaming service.
I know you're talking about like the Odyssey kids who play Fortnite, and I'm like, bold of you to assume Wit would want them to play Fortnite. He probably make his own version and call it like
Bible Night.
Wit Light.
Bible Night.
or something like Wit's
Oh.
happy no gun confetti cannon game.
Water guns are even offensive.
Yeah, what? Water guns.
It's,
Pull a
Jason's
Richard.
Bible.
It's actually a water gun.
Yeah.
It's Jason's video games that he made that Jack did not approve of.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and he plays Bible video games. And I'm like,
Yo.
my guy, it's
I'm
the
really-
Bible.
I'm
It's
listening to Blackguard right now, and I love Jack. Like, he's a great character, but during Blackguard, he gets on my nerves a lot
Mm.
because he's basically like, I have these dreams and disagree with everything Jason says. That's my entire character.
Oh yeah, like the small
Yeah.
fires, little schools or whatever.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, they just sort of like not throw away character development for that, but like
He's just right because he's Jack, not because he has a reason to be right.
Yeah, he
the
just
thing
pulls a wit
Jason
during the
does
series.
Isn't inherently bad. It's just, it's not always necessarily good, but it's definitely not bad. And Jack's just like, but I had a dream. How dare you not listen to my dream?
Mm.
I have a dream.
That's nice.
Okay, where were we on the
All right,
episode?
so back to the episode on horror movies and
Right.
Honey, Do You Love Me?
They break in, and I love their commentary in the back. I'm not scared. No, don't answer. They always knock twice.
Yeah.
Delivery.
It's like, this is kid stuff. Yeah.
I didn't order a pizza. Oh, sorry. Knocks again. Girl Scout.
Yeah. It's like, it's the exact same voice, but sure, ma'am, just don't. All right. It's totally not the same person. Oh, Raptor, my bad. At your door.
Okay, whenever they talk about the Raptors, I envision from, the Great Mouse Detective, the Disney movie. I imagine the little bat guy from the Great Mouse Detective. That's always what I envision, and I don't know why. I think they have similar voices.
I need to see this because I don't recall the movie you.
Jack Allen's in it. Alan Young.
Oh, Slick. Oh, Slick. I've seen the pop figure for one of these characters in the past. Sorry, continue.
So they have a running commentary in the background, which is hilarious. And then they both scream.
Yeah.
And then they both want their lights left on when they try to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Marvin wanted me to keep his lights on too. Oh, well.
How about that? Like,
Yeah.
brother, like, great minds think alike.
Yeah, it's kind of whack, eh?
And then was it the next day that Wooten found them out? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, because Wooten came to their door and was like, "Oh yeah, I found Marvin's jacket."
Yeah,
And
that was
so I went into Honey Do You Love Me and called their names for a while, and they didn't respond. Other people did, which makes sense, because if you walk into a movie theater when a movie is playing and start yelling, that's not typically good. But yes, anyway. So they find the jacket, and then they're like, "Oh, better have a chat with my two darling children."
Did they get in trouble that time? The first time they had to do the dishes. And then the next time they get grounded, but I don't remember what their punishment was here.
Grounded?
About that movie that they went to go see or whatever, it's actually, the movie they went to go see was the sequel to the one Jack and Lucy saw in some episode.
Oh.
That's
And
sweet.
they do the same thing that Jack and Lucy do, like by skipping the movie and stuff.
Nice.
So.
Continuity. In the AIO.
The rare times it actually shows up.
Yeah.
It's funny because they'll do little callbacks like that, and then they'll completely mess up a major plot point, and you're just like,
Yeah,
They were trying to be cool, but it didn't quite work.
yeah.
I think the next time is when Xavier's mowing grass, I think.
Yes.
No,
They're
no,
like,
no.
"Oh, Dad's not home, right?" And no. And Mom's not home, no. And Xavier's mowing the grass. Yeah. Well, we should go see if we can ride the mower. What?
Like, how did that logic get you there?
Yeah.
Because riding an automatic rider mower as a little child is fun. It's fun, and I'm not a child. Okay.
That's fair. It is a
They've
vibe.
never done it before. It would have been like one thing if they're like, "Oh yeah, Dad used to let us do it, but Xavier's here, it'll be fine." But it was like, "Have you ever done this before?" No, I just thought it'd be cool.
Yeah. Like, Xavier, my man,
I
they
want to
are
be
like
cool
11.
like my cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it goes well, and Xavier really is cool in that scene because he's just like, "Oh yeah, it'll be fine. Come on." And I know, like, most people would be like, "Ew, no, go inside, leave me alone."
Yeah. No, he's just chilling with his kid cousins, you know?
Everything's fine until Tamika gets there.
Yeah.
Darn it, Tamika. We ruin everything.
No, I love Tamika, but she is so chaotic that most episodes she's in, she doesn't even, it's not like she does something stupid, it's just that she does something so, like, sure of herself that it ends in disaster. She's got very high self-confidence, which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah, like, that's always a plus. However, coupled with like a high mischief level,
It comes to a point where you're like, okay, you gotta stop.
Yeah, like please chill. I'm begging
Self-confidence
you.
is good.
What is
Arrogance and doing whatever you want, not so much.
Exactly.
Mm-mm.
And then
And I hate to say it, but that's Tamika's character.
then they destroy everything,
Oh dear, yes.
including the tomatoes.
That scene, I mean, it's so typical. Like, you see that everywhere, but I still love it. And I was totally expecting it to, like, when they get off, you know, when he's like, okay, it's a 7 meter left to the pool. Get off really slow or whatever. And I expected them to, like, hop off, be like, get me out of here. And then they go, and they land in the
That's
pool.
what I thought was going to happen.
That'd be hilarious.
And then
Yeah.
Xavier's like, let me handle this, okay?
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
I'll pin it on myself, which, like, you know, very selfless of him.
Yeah,
But also,
it really
like,
was.
yeah.
I mean,
like-
I get the whole it was so bad because he lied thing, but he could have gotten in trouble for just that anyway. He was taking a risk of getting in trouble regardless.
Yeah, no, he would have gotten in trouble, like, either way. But
So, like, that was great. Big brother moves. I mean, cousin, but brother.
big cousin vibes.
Yeah.
He's just out here being the big brother that Anton isn't since he's at college.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he existed.
Me too.
Is he ever in an episode, or do they just talk about him?
I think
They just talk about him.
Yeah.
That
It's dumb.
means-
Why introduce him if you're not going to have him in an episode?
Antoine's like 8 years older than Marvin and Tamika.
Oh, so he's old.
I mean, he's
In
in
Odyssey
college.
terms. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he's not there. He's too old.
Ah, yes.
But then, so there's that, and then they're all like, yeah, we got out of it. We're good. And then there's a knock at the door.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, it's Wooten. Hang on, no. Wooten, don't say anything. No.
And
It
they
was us.
confess
I'm
everything.
sorry.
And then he's just like, oh, cool, here's some tomatoes.
Yeah. Like, what a guy. What a lad.
I loved the jab they took at Elaine. Yeah. The tomatoes weren't looking too well, so she wanted to give you some of hers.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's not a bad thing that you ran him over with
Yeah.
more.
I mean, they are doing pretty bad at the moment, so I mean.
And then I always felt bad for Xavier because he tries so hard, and then he ends up getting in so much trouble, and I'm like, poor guy.
Yeah. That poor
He
man.
tried.
I mean, 2 months restriction. 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Months? Weeks?
I think it was weeks.
Weeks?
2 months is a
I was
lot.
gonna say,
Yeah, I was
is a
like,
really
2 months is
long
a
time.
long
We're like,
time.
that's a lot.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And then they get off of their restriction, and they're like, we should make coffee. And she's like, what?
Yeah. Did you not learn anything?
Mama, I want to make coffee with you.
Poor Xavier.
Yeah.
Which brought me the question. I'm like, is he grounded from coffee?
Yeah.
He's stuck in his room. That's it.
That would be
Elaine is locked
so.
in his room, leaves food outside his door like he's quarantined because he has COVID.
Yeah.
I don't want to do.
The whole
For 2
thing
weeks.
with grounding is odd to me because every family does it differently. That when someone's like,
Yeah.
oh, they're grounded, it's like, what does that mean?
Yeah, like what? Like, does that mean you get to stay in your room all day? Does that mean you get your phone taken away? Does that mean you're chained to your bed? Like what?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Does that mean you can't go anywhere? Does that mean
Yeah.
that you just can't do things? Does that mean you can do some things?
Apparently, in the Washington household, it means you don't get coffee.
And then Marvin and Tamika, you can't paint.
You can't paint, yeah. Oh, I remember there was the one quip that's like, oh, I'm so bored. Yeah, you're grounded. That's what's supposed to happen. What a guy.
Yeah, and then what was I gonna say? Yeah, like, and the weirdest thing about grounding is this is like I think they're in the 90s at this point. So it's like it's not like they can ground them from electronics. So
from those episodes,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
You're being grounded. We're taking away all your Odyssey tapes. No!
My parents used to do that.
Actually?
Yes.
That's
Oh,
terrible.
that sounds
I used to
horrible.
get grounded from Adventures in Odyssey. That was the biggest thing they do.
Oh,
I would
dude.
die.
That
It
would
was awful.
suck. Yeah, that sounds horrible. I mean, it would get through to
Effective.
you, but like,
It was effective, but it was terrible.
yeah.
Okay, so where were we in the episode?
So we were pretty much at the
Yeah.
end. It's like,
Yeah.
moral of the story, if you...
Oh, right, and then Wootman knocks on the door and they confess to everything they've ever done.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta have Wooten come over more. I am like, Wooten isn't even that scary. But the fact that they're like, oh, it's a knock on the door. It's Wooten. He knows he has eyes everywhere. Mom, I did this and this and that. I'm like,
You
that's
see,
really
they're not afraid of
not
the
scary.
raptors. They're afraid of Wooten.
Yeah.
The
Keep
raptors
moving.
knocking on the door, that's not scary. Wooten knocking on the door.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Some people are scared to death. I'm scared of Wooten knocking on my front door.
That man will make me confess to every sin I've ever committed. You should let him know that my youth pastor of my youth group, we have this like mock award ceremony at the end of every year. And one year I was awarded the Alpha Matthew Award. So I'm actually the #1 Matthew ever, anywhere, including the first disciple. No, but yeah. Anyways,
That's such a high title to hold.
I
Like,
know,
you must
right?
feel so special. You're the alpha.
I am the #1.
Alpha Matthew.
Woo!
So should we move on to the second episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So moral of the story, kids, is if you're old, you get hit harder. So be thankful that you don't have as much responsibility.
Which that's something that's always annoyed me in general with life, but that's beside the point.
Mood. And I
Enjoy being a child if you're a child
Because
listening to this.
There's a lot less consequences in life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's not true. It's just your parents taking up the consequences if you do something
That's
really
true.
bad.
But it still doesn't fall on you, so it feels like less.
True. Here.
Okay.
At IE.
So the Taming of the Two was written by Nathan Hubler, directed by Nathan Hubler, produced by Jonathan Crow, Marshall Younger, and Bob Hoose, and executive produced by Paul McCusker. Bart Rathbone wants to make his shop more sophisticated, and Malcolm Lear, a rival of Edwin Blackbeard, has a proposal for him.
Ooh.
Woo!
When
Yeah.
I first started listening to this episode, I thought we had the wrong one because it took forever for Marvin to show up. Not Marvin, for Xavier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew this had Edwin in it, but the first time I heard him talk, I thought he was Regis Blackguard.
Yeah.
What is Dr. Blackguard doing? Oh, wait. Nope.
Not Edwin.
When Edwin sounds angry, especially.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
And then when Regis is trying to be like lighthearted. I mean, they're twins for a reason.
True.
Lighthearted.
And they are
As
played by the
lighthearted
same
as
Acting
he
as
can
it.
get.
Yeah. And they are played by the same person, correct?
Yeah.
Like I imagine okay, yeah.
Earl Bowen.
Earl Bowen. What a guy. You can go from being Odyssey's biggest like villain character to being Edwin Blackguard, the resident Shakespeare Earl person.
Eddie Blackguard.
Audie Blackguard. I listened to that episode last night, actually, where he shows up and everyone's like,
Oh,
despises
yeah.
him.
Yeah. I'd love to see it. All right, so
Isn't there a meme about that? Who invited you here?
yeah.
And then he's talking, he's like, that farmer tore up my poster right in front of me.
Yeah.
And Connie like yells in his face and Whit's like, Connie, no. Connie. Oh, she did
Connie,
it.
please. Yeah.
Oh, there she goes. Okay.
Okay, go
No
on.
saving that one.
Bart wants better ratings or something at the Electric Palace. So he wants, because there's a new fancy electric place.
He
Yeah.
wants some more sophisticated advertisements. Because he wants to make it a classy environment, which reminds me of family values. We're trying to be cultured here.
And so Edwin, who is like, why am I in charge of this palace? Why did my stupid brother make me do this? And then he's like, no, I'm going on tour. And then so Bart puts out something in the one ads or whatever.
Yeah.
And this guy shows up and he ignores him until he starts doing a soliloquy in the middle of the Electric Palace.
Yeah. He's like, wait a minute, you can talk. You're hired.
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
I don't know. I have my notes are kind of all over the place for this. But I know is there anything else between that, or does it cut then to wit's end?
I'm pretty sure they just decide to set up the big thing, get a contract, and let's do a talent show or Shakespearean thingy-mabob, and that's about it.
Yeah,
Then
to
they cut.
sponsor something. Like, this is such a roundabout way to bring up the class of your electric appliance store. Like, we're gonna single-handedly produce a Shakespearean talent show vibe thing.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Bart. He also threw an entire 60s festival.
Yeah,
True.
People didn't appreciate it.
Yeah, that's fair.
So like you said, then we jump to Wit's End, where they find out about the competition. They tell them to do the one scene as many different characters as they can.
Yeah. Don't they? I was listening to one of the older episodes, I think it was Jimmy Barkley and Kurt Stevens, maybe, and they have to do a scene from Romeo and Juliet, and they spin it into a comedy.
Was it Kurt? I thought it was Kurt or Jack.
Yeah, it was Jack.
Was it Jack? I thought it was.
I think it was Jack. Yeah, it's Jimmy and Jack.
Those are the only two characters who are allowed to age past puberty anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, but my roommate's laughing at me. But that's what I thought that they were going to go with it. I thought they were going to do that because I did not remember the episode at all.
I didn't know Nick and Xavier were friends, but honestly, I'm here for it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Being the only two teenagers in Odyssey, they better be friends.
Except for Connie, but apparently
Connie
by herself.
Yeah. So Connie as a teenager and then Nick as a teenager they strike me as such different characters, even though they're canonically 2 years apart.
I know.
She's 15, acting like she's 19, and then by the time she is 19, she's acting like she's 26.
Yeah.
Then Nick is 15. He acts 15. Nick is 17. He acts 17.
He actually acts his age.
So Nick and Xavier was like, yo, Nick, let's do this. We can win some video games, which gives me complete Buck and Cooper vibes. Yeah. They would totally do that, and I want to see that done. So that was my little Buck plug-in for the day. Yeah, so it was like, hey, why don't you guys try and change the themes of Shakespearean plays? So you can take Romeo and Juliet. What's your ew, Mr. Whitaker, we're both boys. And he's like, this is a sword fight. And you're like, ooh, Mr. Whitaker, that's cool. And they're like, yeah, it's sci-fi, and it's a murder mystery, and it's a Western. Howdy, partner. And that's all I remember from that season.
Yeah.
Because Nick's like, let's make this better. And no, you're making it worse.
Yeah, please, my guy.
I'm trying to enhance it. We gotta have fun with this, dude. I've been hearing you talk for the past hour. It's not fun.
It's this thing is what, in 3 days, and you want to change all of our skits?
Yeah, it was fine during the audition. Yeah, we kind of skipped ahead in the episode a little bit.
Yeah, and then I think then there was that scene where they're in the Electric Palace, not the Electric Palace, the Harlequin, and they're like, this is where we're going to do it. And Edwin's just like, what?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
The audacity to have that man perform in my theater, and he's like, suck it, Eddie, I'm doing it. Don't call me Eddie.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, oh, what was it? Because they're arguing about that, and he goes, so I thought you were on tour, and he's just like, yes, due to economical reasons in the area. No one bought your tickets, did they?
Yeah.
You know, the stock market's just down for a little bit. Broadway's closed, so
Yeah,
I mean,
everything actually crashed.
I mean, this isn't music related. What I mean,
They have real plays on Broadway too.
theaters,
Yeah.
they're closed.
Yeah, because New England is like Boston
time
and New
to be
York and like
alive.
that section, eh? In America?
Yeah.
Slick.
So they
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
I was
New
just
England.
Yeah. I was just double checking where
Oh.
New England was because geography. Anyway.
We don't know how Matthew feels about that.
Well, Americans, you Americans with your 51 states, great big blobs of 200 people and tiny
50 states, but
metropolises of 50? Wait, no, 50?
We have 50 states.
Metropolises are huge, my guy.
I know. Well, no, because like you guys have these massive states with like 100,000 people, and then you have these absolutely tiny specks of states with like 57 million or something. Like I don't even know, but it's kind of whack. I'll stop ranting about U.S. geography. Please continue.
Basically, just Edwin is like, fine, but only if I get to do something too.
Yeah.
Because he's like, they're like, we'll do it somewhere else. The guy whose name I don't remember, he's like,
Malcolm Lear.
we'll just do it somewhere else. And Bart's like, but then I'd have to pay for stuff.
Yeah.
And I love the, how did you even get in here? You shouldn't leave your key underneath your mat.
Yeah. The guy. Just imagine like Malcolm standing behind Bart, like on his hands and knees, like where does that old geezer keep his keys? Like looking underneath everything in front of the back door.
And then is the next scene the one where they're fighting with Mr. Whitaker and like, Mr. Whitaker, which one does the better Hamlet?
Ah, yes.
Yes.
They need
I
an
want to do
impartial
Hamlet.
judge.
They sound like theater students where they're just like, I want to do this speech. No, I want to do this speech. We can't both do the same speech.
Yeah, that's how you know they're theater kids.
Mm-hmm. What's that? Whit always being the mediator.
Yeah, poor guy. He had to listen to these two grown men bicker at each other for like a solid 5 minutes. Like,
They act more like teenagers in the teenagers of Odyssey.
yeah.
I know, yeah.
Yeah. I want to do it. No, I want to do it. No, I said it first. Please.
How about neither of you do it? And then the argument on the way back where they're like, you can do whatever you want. Just don't do Hamlet, right? Right. You're not going to do Hamlet.
No, I didn't agree to that.
Shakespearean yelling.
Shakespeare. Oh, yeah, the
Shakespearean
insults. Oh,
In the rain.
yeah.
To be or not to be, it sounds like, or what did he say? He made fun of him for some reason. And then he's like, I can't process words right now. He keeps dissing him. And
Yeah.
like, go on. And he's like, okay, well, he said this word wrong, and he said that word wrong. And he's like, no, you idiot, Edwin.
Yeah.
Did you hear that pause? That pause was not supposed to be there.
Yeah, it's like, whether 'tis nobler to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous torture. Fortune! Malcolm!
You uncultured swine.
Yeah, like, how dare you?
Okay, Odyssey insults are the funniest thing, though, because they can't actually say anything bad.
Yeah.
Like, like I said, I've been listening to Blackguard stuff, and, like, you can always tell when he wants to say something, and then he'll, like, substitute it, like, oh, this is a Christian show. Okay, and then they yell at each other in the rain. That sequence is hilarious, though.
In the rain?
Yeah, because it starts to rain. They start yelling at each other after they leave Wit's End.
Oh, right. Yes.
And then they start, like, doing a Shakespearean shout-off.
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious. And they
then
can actually get away with it because all of those were probably very bad insults, but none of the kids would understand a lick of Shakespearean.
Yep. And then Nick is just like, "What'd you think, Mr. Whitaker?" And he's like, "Where's Xavier?"
Yeah.
He's like, "You weren't even the funny one of the group."
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like, it's like, yeah, the charm was having the two of you. That's what made it funny. And it's like, okay. And then does it by himself anyways.
That was great, though. Okay, so they show up, and then they both don't have a voice, and so they're like, "Bart, you run it." And he's like, "Me?"
Soliloquy.
Oh, yeah.
And hey, did he mispronounce Hamlet? I don't remember. He might have been like Hamlet.
Hamlet.
And then they basically just did a Hamlet shouting match.
Yes. Yeah.
And then,
They both go on stage at the same
Let's not
time.
forget, thank you, Wooten, for that interpretive dance.
Yeah.
Tutu. I'm like, yes, Wooten, you work it. You wear a tutu. You grown man in your 30s.
oh, we need to get Emma to draw us that. I want to see that.
Emma, please give us Wooten in the tutu. That would be beautiful.
Anyone?
Can we also, like, take notice of the fact that somebody wolf whistled after Bart said that Wooten was wearing a tutu? Like, if you go and listen in it, it's like, and nice tutu. Like, all right, Odyssey, okay, calm down.
Honey, you're supposed to be in Pennsylvania, not Odyssey. What are you doing here? You're supposed to be engaged to Devin.
She's like, nah, I'm skipping my own canon to give Wooten a wolf whistle. Emily, if you can edit that audio.
Imagine if Penny was there. She'd be like, work it, babe, yeah!
She'd be so supportive of it, honestly.
She would.
They're a very supportive couple.
Oh,
They are. They're so sweet.
And then we have what?
I love Wooten so much. Okay.
But then they have that scene with where Nick tries and fails to do his thing, and Xavier, being the awesome person he is just like, "Hey, what would that look like if it were in space?" Like, that was perfect.
Yeah, that was such a smooth, like, here, dude, don't worry.
He's like, "Why don't you come up here and we'll show them?"
Yeah.
That was like one of those audience plant moments where you wanted them in the audience to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that because if you saw that happen in real life, you'd be like, nah, they planned that. They definitely, like, there's no way that one man made a fool of himself on stage, and then his friend just so happens to be like, hey, Star Wars.
Yeah, that was great too. I love all the Star Wars references that they can't actually say Star Wars, but they totally.
But
Yeah, I
Star
know.
Wars is canon in Odyssey.
They did
so
say
they
Star
have
Wars
talked about it.
Yeah,
Is it really?
because Alex was wearing Star Wars underwear one time.
What?
Yes.
Wait.
In Missionary Impossible.
What? In Missionary? Hey, I gotta listen to this
I
episode.
don't think
And
that,
they've talked about it in other episodes too, but I don't remember.
no, but it's like that seems like I don't think that in Africa they would have Star Wars underwear. Oh, should I take them off? No, please leave them on.
No, please no.
All right, so they get into the bickering match on stage, Edwin and Malcolm Lear, and then oh wait, sorry, I'm gonna go back into the episode a little bit and comment on the fact that they only had enough money for one first-class ticket back to Odyssey, and so Shakespeare hitchhiked. Like, this poor man.
I feel so bad for
Through the
Shakespeare.
ringer.
Yeah. Like, Shakespeare goes through so much.
How did they even end up together? Because basically every time we see him, it's just Edwin abusing him.
Yeah, it's just, poor Shakespeare. Like,
Shakespeare, the door.
yeah. This poor lad.
What a take a dark turn, you know. He's just like maybe using him for popularity. Maybe.
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, I mean, there is that scene in, what is it, album 50, where they're just like, what's a harlequin? And he's like, a harlequin is a servant. Oh, you are a harlequin, Shakespeare. I'm like, oh, okay.
like, dang, all right.
Well, in this episode also, they like say like he's going to hitchhike, and then they're like, maybe he'll get back. Like he doesn't really care if he gets back or not.
Maybe he'll show up. Maybe he'll be in a ditch somewhere. We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, wasn't there? This is also, sorry, this is going off on another tangent, but there was another Tumblr post that I saw of the hitchhiking bot that got beat to death in Philadelphia. Like, there was a robot that was trying to get across America and just got KO'd.
Bro, what is on your Tumblr feed?
Well, it actually wasn't my Tumblr feed. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Instagram a lot, and I follow a lot of pages that post Tumblr posts, like famous Tumblr posts,
Right.
which is how I got Tumblr in the first place. But we don't need to go through that rabbit hole.
That's what Pinterest for me.
That's, yeah, right? Pinterest
Same.
also is a
Yeah.
vibe. So,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, yep. So Shakespeare is now a professional hitchhiker. He can add it to his resume. It's very important in
Yes.
case you're ever in a low income business and you only have one for first class.
They only, yeah.
Like, why didn't they have him, not fly first class? Like, have him fly coach or something.
Because
it's
it's Edwin Blackard, yeah. The
Like,
man's Edwin Blackard.
Edwin is definitely not Regis. Regis is evil, but Edwin is not that great a guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's not like
He's
evil.
just a trashy person.
He is.
Yeah.
though.
Well, he's not like terribly intentionally malicious. He's just selfish and oblivious, and that doesn't make for a good combo.
Yeah, it's just his
Yeah.
character
I feel like
annoys
he
me like
doesn't realize
90%
that
of
he's
the time.
selfish.
Yeah.
Very rarely, like if I'm laughing, if this is a funny skit, I get it and I'll laugh. But if it's anything serious, I'm more likely to just be annoyed with him.
Yeah, it's like, my guy, please.
He's definitely a blackguard. He may not be a Regis, but he's definitely a blackguard.
There can only be one Regis Blackguard.
Yes. Wait, there's that one. Hang on. I gotta look something up. Please continue.
Are we done with the episode?
I think so.
That was a short one. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Can I?
Yes. Yes, Grace.
I just wanted to add, you know who else would love this? Katrina would love it because it's Shakespeare and she's totally a public speaking person. I just had to put that in there because I always have to talk about her. But yeah, anyhow, have a nice day. That's it.
Katrina plug.
Katrina
Okay.
Club.
So we were talking, I think last week we were talking about the difference between old episodes and new episodes, like the feel, how they feel different. And I finally figured out a way to put it into words. The old episodes are like going to your local coffee shop that's like locally owned. And then the new episodes are like going to Dunkin' or a chain coffee shop where they both have good coffee and they're both great, but they just have totally different feels.
Way to go.
I thought about this far too much.
Oh, good. That's the entirety of this podcast. I mean, but yeah. So we're talking to Katie Lee next week.
I know.
Yay! Our first interview.
Oh yeah. Let's see how it goes with probably about 3 or 4 talk show hosts interviewing one guest. This will be excellent. This will be going great.
It's just gonna be us like trying not to go on rabbit trails and be like, it's Connie for like an hour, and she's just like, oh my gosh, you guys are so cute. And we're like, it's Connie.
That's all. She's gonna
I
say
know.
something, and all of us are just gonna freeze and be like,
Yeah, right. It's gonna be like the surprise Pikachu phase with the loading wheel just the entire episode.
It's like you see the face of God, like, oh.
Exactly.
Katie. She's
And,
gonna listen to this episode and be like, I'm gonna regret this.
Oh gosh,
I
yeah.
got work. I got plans changed. I got work.
Yeah. And I mean, like, because I know, like, some voice actors don't sound anything like their characters. And then I think, I don't know, when I was younger, I heard Katie Lee speak for the first time, and I was like, oh, that's legitimately just what she sounds like.
I know, it's like
I
actually
know.
just what she sounds like.
Which is, I don't know, I find that really cool. All right. Thank you for listening. You can contact us at 575 Colorado Springs, Colorado, 80995. And in Canada, that's in Vancouver.
Fox
PO Box
9800, Vancouver,
9800,
BC,
Vancouver,
B6B.
4G3.
And I'm Chris.
Them
Inviting
changing
you.
their address caused me such distress.
I have that memorized,
Right.
and I'll say it, and my mom's like,
Yeah, I love it. And then they changed their address. I got new P.O. boxes and stuff, and I'm like, no.
You're not allowed to do that.
It's like Explorer Drive
How dare
80920
you.
now, and I'm like,
Hey, hello? What do you mean you're not in Vancouver anymore?
who?
Yeah.
What?
Who are you and what have you done with my Odyssey?
I'd love to know that question.
Yeah.
It's like
Bro.
adventuresinodyssey.com and whatsend.org. Be away with you. I don't like.
Yeah. I miss no, when I got the club a couple months ago, I hadn't been on the Wits End like website for months, and I log on to witsend.org/radio and I see it redirects me to this new page. I'm like, what is this?
It's
This
awful.
isn't what I grew up with. I don't like this.
That was
Please.
so sad.
Yeah, like, bro, I miss when you could listen this. I miss when the sidebar had 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Like when they I was probably, I don't know, grade 6 or something when they changed it to like 3 episodes and the episode of the day, and I'm like, my guy.
Yeah. I remember when I didn't have, like, when I was really little, like 8 or 9, I only had a couple of cassettes of CDs to listen to. So sometimes me and my sister, we would sleep in the living room where our computer was so we could set up a queue of new Odyssey episodes we hadn't heard before.
Yo. That's such a
Memories.
vibe.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, I should probably go, guys.
Right, yeah, I was ending the episode, my bad. Please, email us, talk to us on Tumblr. We seek validation, and we would love it if you interact with us.
If you have a question for Katie, let us know.
Yes, or if you have suggestions for episodes or anything else, please, vibe us on over.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, everyone.
Did you guys say the email and stuff?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, sure.
You did? Okay. Did you or did you not?
Adventures in Absurdity podcast at gmail.com, I think.
Email us there. Message us at Adventures in Absurdity blog on
Listen
Tumblr.
to us wherever you find podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. I think
Apple
that's the name.
Those generic
Google
Android
Podcasts.
apps because that's all they have.
True. All right.
Ouch.
Ooh, smackdown on the Android users. But anyways, thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. So, disclaimer. We're also not affiliated with Focus on the Family, by the way. Please don't ever think that.
Today's episode was brought to you by Aram, the recording bot.
We're
chaos.
Goodbye.